Hello everybody, Mr. LEGO Lover 55 here, and welcome to another LEGO set review. Today we're taking a look at set 21106, The Nether. This set is recommended for ages 10 and up and has around 469 pieces. So, taking a look at the box here, you can see it is cube-shaped, but here on the front we have got the actual set. We got set info there, LEGO Minecraft logo, name of the set there, and it shows some of the micro mobs included in this set. And then on a lot of the other sides, it shows just some different ways you can rearrange the set, take it apart, sort of make it your own if you want. Advertisement for some of the other micro world sets, and then shows how you can split it into 4 different sections. And that is pretty much it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the actual set itself. So here is the set itself, and this is quite a neat looking set, but I guess we'll just go ahead and start by taking a look on this side. So on this side you can see we've got a nether fortress here. However, instead of doing it in like dark red pieces, because that's what they use for the netherrack, they just use black pieces, which I think is perfectly understandable because in the minifig scale Minecraft sets, the only thing that really that's used to differentiate the different blocks is just the texture. Yeah, they decided to use black with that, and I think this color works, even though it really is a dark red in-game. I think it definitely works for this, because there's no way they could have made like a 1x1 plate textured brick or something, or at least I don't think they could have. So I think the black definitely is a good substitute for that. But you can see we've got a few micro mobs here. We've got a zombie pigman, which I might have to get some of the minifig scale versions of these to compare to, although I didn't do that with the last video. But I've got a zombie pigman there. He's got just a 1x1 pink brick that has some printing on it, so very simple, but still pretty cool. I believe that is an exclusive piece. And he's using a dagger, pearl gold dagger to use as a gold sword, which is pretty creative. And then up here we have the ghasts. And now, one thing I don't really like about these guys is that there's not really any good way, there's not really a good way to like hold them up to make them look like they're flying, really, besides these two top points at the top of the nether. So that's really that's probably the best look that you're gonna get for the gas to make it seem like they're flying. But there is like no actual connection, and if you do that, then there is a good chance, like if you just tip it slightly, then they can fall off easily. So I guess that's a bit disappointing. But I remember when I first saw the build for the gas, I thought it was really interesting because they actually did it upside down and using this inverted tile, which to me was new at the time. So I believe this was one of the first sets I ever saw with this piece, and I was like really amazed by how they did. I was really curious how they got these slope pieces to be like that. But yeah, the face is printed upside down. It's just a regular 2x2 brick, and it's just printed upside down, which I thought was really clever at the time, and I still think it's a pretty clever way to build it. So yeah, the gas is a neat design. However, it is a little bit out of scale, as with most of these micro mobs are, but that's really to be expected, because if you were to have a size accurate one of these, then the micro mobs would have to be really small, and that just wouldn't work very well. But then up here we've also got a nether portal, which is pretty cool. It uses some translucent bricks for the sort of portal, I guess, itself, so it's pretty cool. And it has there's a few places here on the nether where you can actually attach the portal to. So like if you want, you can like put it up here or something, like put it in different places. It doesn't have to be connected to a plate. It can just be like maybe standing somewhere like that. And maybe if you want to, you could maybe even put it in like a fortress or something, or maybe even on the bridge. So you can just place this sort of wherever you want. So it's pretty nice that you've got that. But taking a look at more detail inside the actual nether, these little spaces here, we've got a bridge to the nether fortress here, going over a pool of lava, which is really cool. And then we've got a little lava flow there, which looks really cool as well. We've got some 1x1 plates there that I believe are representing glowstone. Got some more plates and studs there that's supposed to be representing fire, I believe. And then we get into the actual nether fortress here, which I've got some torches there. Those are just flame pieces used to represent that. And then we've got this sort of I guess pool, or I guess cauldron of lava, or whatever it is that you usually find in nether fortresses. So I like that they included that, because every time I visit a nether fortress I always see those, so that's pretty cool. But taking a look at the other side, it's basically just a bridge, and yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff going on here. Again, we've got a lava flow there. The bridge is sort of over a pool of lava. However, it does cut into sort of the wall of netherrack there. But yeah, more fire, more glowstone at the top and such. So yeah, and I believe this is supposed to be gravel. And they use two different colors for the gravel, which I find a little bit odd, since I feel like they should have just gone with one color. They use dark bluish gray and light bluish gray for some reason. I don't know why that. Oh, actually, never mind. I do know why. I believe the dark bluish gray is actually bedrock, and then the light bluish gray is gravel. Okay, I did not know what I was saying there for a second. But that's really all there is to this build itself. However, of course, like a lot of LEGO Minecraft sets, you can rearrange it to however you want to make it look even better. And one thing I don't really like about the Nether set here is that if you disconnect it, it has less connection points, and you can also tell like it has less connection points than, say, the forest, which was the last Microworld set I reviewed. That one had, like, for each quadrant there was like 4 connection points on each side, but now for each one there's only 3, and for this Nether Fortress section there's only 2, so there's a lot less connection points. And also, you can't take the tops off of these, or at least it's not intended to take the tops off of these, so you can't stack any of these guys up on top of each other, so that's kind of disappointing. And it would have been really cool if you could, because then you could, like, take your other Microworld sets and put them on top of the Nether to make it seem like the Nether's like the underworld or something. Oh man, that would have been really cool, but it's just something they didn't do, which really sucks. But yeah, one of my favorite ways to sort of position this model or set or whatever, I like to do it this way. So just take some of these axles and such. Again, this set does have some 2 long black axles. This is my favorite way to do it, because just mainly because of that corner there, I think that looks really good, and it makes it seem like the bridge is supposed to be connecting to this, but maybe some like terrain or something loaded wrong there. I don't know, I really like how that turns out. And of course, it's not exactly all too pretty from the back, but it's mainly all about how this looks here in the front, which I really like. But yeah, you can't get as many cool, I guess, sort of looks from this set as you could with like the forest or something, but you can still get some pretty cool ones. Like, you can sort of just have it all lined up like that, so that's pretty cool, although I do wish these bridges would connect at some point, but oh well. But yeah, just overall, it doesn't have as many possibilities as the last Microworld, as the Forest Microworld set, but it is still a pretty neat set, I guess, Microworld on its own. And it doesn't exactly fit in well with the other Microworld sets, that being, like, you can connect it to the other ones, but it looks out of place, I guess. But that's sort of how it's supposed to be, since it is an entirely different dimension. But anyways, I think that's really all there is to the set itself, so let's go ahead and take a look at the instructions. So here are the instruction manuals for this set, and yes, there are 2. So this first one, it shows sort of that one part on the side of the box. Then here it shows just some information about the game of Minecraft, advertisement for the Forest set, and then some of the other sets that came out at this time, including the Nether. It gives information about, like, the dimensions and, I guess, structures that it has. And then we've got the actual instructions, more instructions, and then it tells you to go on to the next instruction booklet. And in this one, we've got more instructions, and then the final product, and our good old list of pieces. Oh, and yeah, there's a brick separator included in this set. I almost forgot that. Most important part of this set, because there's a lot of tiles and plates and such. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the instructions, so let's go ahead and move on to the end of the video. So overall, I do really like this Microworld set. However, I think I like the Forest one more, and the main reason for that is mainly because there's a lot more, I guess, different rearrangements that you can make, unlike this one. Well, you can make some cool rearrangements with this one, it's just, there's not as many as there are in the Fortress. And probably the biggest letdown of this set, for me at least, is the fact that you can't stack other Microworlds on top of it. I didn't even think about that at the time. This is just sort of something I thought up of, like, just when I was making this video. But that just would have been so cool if they had done that, just like you would have been able to like place the other microworld sets on top of this one. That, I don't know, it just seems like wasted potential with this set. That could have been so like well executed and just would have been really awesome to see. But yeah, overall, there's just, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of, I guess, wasted potential with this set. Like, it could have been something really cool, but they just didn't do a whole lot with it. And I don't know, it's still really cool for what it is, but I feel like there's just a lot of things they could have done to make it even better than it is, and that just sort of disappoints me. But I still really like this set. But anyways, I think that's really all I have to say about this set, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and keep building.